Today is supposed to be the blessed birth of the Prophet. Most of the scholars are of the opinion that the birth of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was 9th Rabiul Awwal according as the Islamic calendar. But there are some majority also who suppose that 12th Rabiul Awwal. In general, Eid Miladun Nabi is celebrated in 12th Rabiul Awwal in India, Pakistan, Bangladesh. I am saying something about the birth of Prophet. Let us proceed. The happy moment came early on the morning on Monday, 22nd April 571 was born Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the last prophet of Allah. He for whom world had long been waiting came at last. It was the happy springtime. There was joy everywhere on the earth and in the skies. The happy news was carried to Abdul Muttalib, the grandfather. He ran to Abdullah's house. He was all joy when he set eyes on the heavenly baby. Never before had been seen such a sweet and bright face. He took the child in his lap and went straight to the Kaaba. He went round and round the house of Allah holding the child in his arms. Then he brought him back to Amina. When the child was a week old, Abdul Muttalib gave a big feast. The Quraysh were all invited. All the Kabila of Quraysh, all were invited on that feast. What name have you given the child? That they asked. I have named him Muhammad, the praised one, was the reply. But why this uncommon name? They asked. No one in your family ever born name before. I know, answered the grandfather with an air of pride, but this grandson of mine is unlike any other child. I want that the earth and the heavens be filled with his praises. So Amina's baby son came to have two names. She herself named him Ahmad. She herself named as Ahmad. This was the name given him by the angel. Ahmad is the name given by the angel. The grandfather named him as Muhammad. Both names were prophetic. The child was destined to be greatest benefactor of mankind. He was free men's minds from all chains. He was to earn everlasting thanks and praises of men. And he was also to show the world glory of Allah as no one before him had ever done. Even in those far off days, Mecca was quite a big town. There lived rather too many people in it. The well-to-do people of the town did not consider Mecca as a fit place for their little children to grow up. When their babies were about week old, they sent them out to the countryside. There they were brought up by the wet nurses. The open air and free manners of desert did the children lasting good. They became strong and fearless. They also picked up the pure speech of the countryside. As usual, the wet nurses came to Mecca to look for children. Every nurse wanted the child of richest parents. This was natural. Rich parents meant a big reward. So the nurses went from the house to house trying to get the rich patrons. Among them was one Halima Sadia. She marched up and down the streets of Mecca but could get no rich patron. I may have to go home empty-handed, she thought to herself. Halima's husband Haris had also come with her. After very treated, she came back to him, looking rather sad. What is the matter, wife? He asked. Is there no child we can take home with us? I don't know what to say, replied Halima. There is only one child left and he is fatherless. His bride looks in your heart, but you can't sure about what you are going to get in the end. Halima, Sadia and Haris, go and bring the child. Who knows, he may bring us luck. So Halima went back to her desert home with Amina's baby son in her lap. Little did she know that all of nurses she was the most fortunate. She was going to be the foster mother of the greatest man of all time. He was going to reward her as no other foster child could. The moment Halima took the baby in her lap, a strange feeling of peace and joy took wholly of her heart. She felt that she was the happiest woman in the world. All cares and worries suddenly left her. Naturally, Halima and Haris were very fond of their foster child. They had 4 children of their own. The children too loved their foster brother very dearly. Amina's fatherless child brought unusual happiness to Halima's home. The little desert hut suddenly brightened up. Everything in it put on a new look. The very air around it seemed full of life and hope. The father, mother, children all felt the change. A strange satisfaction filled their hearts. Their goats and sheep grew fatter, although they ate what they ate before. They now gave much more milk. The life of the family became richer and fuller. Haris and Halima became the happiest couple in the tribe of Banu Sa'd. They were proud of their good luck. Neighbors talked of them and wished they could be like them. Halima was happy to see her foster son grow rapidly. There was an unusual glow on his face. When he was 2 years old, Halima took him back to the mother. Amina was overjoyed to find him in such good health. An epidemic was raging in Mecca at that time. Their loving mother thought that Mecca was not at that time safe place for her son. So she begged Halima to take him back to her home. Nothing could please Halima and her family more. Her husband and children were glad to have the blessed child back again in their midst. Wama alayna illal bala.